All right, we're live on StreamYard, almost live on Instagram.
Is that how that goes?
I'm not going to have us playing in the background. That was so confusing last week. I'm like, where are we coming from? Okay,
Guys,
we're live on Instagram now.
Technology.
We're live.
Technology. We're live.
Hey, welcome
We're
to
live.
Happy Hour.
Yeah. I brought snacks with me, but I'll wait for our show because tonight we're going to be talking all about food. So I came prepared. Damn. Ooh, what do you got there? What is that?
I have almonds. Always have almonds. And I had water, and I don't know where I put my water, which sort of sucks.
So it was my idea. I messaged you guys and said, hey, we should have all the foods out, like with us so that we can say, like, hey, I have nothing in front of me. I've got nothing ready for this.
You just eat books.
Yeah. This is
I feel so out of place with you guys. I feel like I need to
all day.
There you go. I need to put books in my background to fit in. You guys look so scholarly. And I just have a picture. Scholarly. I just have Rob in the background.
That's the most scholarly.
I was on a meeting today with my new boss for my day job, and I always have you in the background. I've considered like taking it down for certain meetings, but I'm like, no, I haven't. I said I considered it.
Never.
But I'm like that without context, that probably is kind of weird.
Rob just left TikTok.
I was upset.
He's peacing out. He's gone.
It's like, no, put me on. Put me on.
Where'd you go? Let's get you back up in here.
No, you know why? Is because No, I was like scrolling to try to look at the chat, and then it put me in some other chat or video. I'm like, oh yes, I'm old. I don't know how to use TikTok. I remember.
I remember now.
Yeah, I remember that. No, you should definitely keep that picture. I think.
No, I do, but it's like, it's funny though, because I'm like, I wonder what people think. They probably think
they're just like, wow, where can I get that picture?
Wow, look at those thighs. Look at him.
What am I looking for right now? I know what I'm looking for.
Just take like an X-Acto knife and cut, when January's done, cut, half of the calendar. So when you flip it up, it's just Rob.
It'll be different descriptions each time, but it'll be Rob nonetheless.
I think that's a great idea.
Until you get to August.
And then, game over.
And then the rest of the year, it's just Murph. Perfect.
I like it.
Well, we're getting people hopping on. Welcome, guys. This is our happy hour. This is where we get a little wacky, a little weird. We let loose a little bit before our main show. And we celebrate non-scale victories. Yeah, we celebrate Justin from Boston.
We celebrate.
We have Sharky Chicky here. Rob won outdoors.
That's me. That's me, though.
Your name has to be Rob to get bariatric surgery is the one thing I've learned. So we have we have Carrie. We have some good friends here. It looks like we're getting some friends on TikTok.
What a liar.
And we've some people on YouTube tonight. YouTube, usually we don't have as many people, but welcome everybody.
All right. Welcome. Who wants to start it off? Who wants to start off with some NSVs here?
I'll start.
All right. Go for it.
Do it.
So I think I told you guys, but I started working with Bex. You guys know Bex. She is my personal trainer now. And so this is week 3 of workouts, I think. But then last week I was kind of sick and not feeling good. So this is like my first full week of doing exercises. And I've moved my body every day this week. So on Monday, I did my workout that Bex gave me. And then Tuesday, I did a yoga stretching thing with Dylan. And then this morning, I did my second workout from Bex. And then I think I'll do yoga tomorrow. And then another workout with from Bex on Friday. So I'm just like really excited and proud of myself because I just have always seen myself as being somebody who can't move or doesn't move right or who doesn't enjoy it, and now rewriting that and going, no, like I really do enjoy movement and it's fun just getting to learn my body kind of in that way. So that's been a non-scale victory for me this week. And I was like standing outside, like, because it was kind of cold and I had my arms like this, like crossed. I'm getting some muscles, like I can feel them. I'm like, what the heck? Look at that
gun show. Oh shoot!
Wow,
it's not quite there, but
you got to get those registered,
dude.
I know.
That's it.
I know.
You're almost Justin right there. That's nice.
almost
Justin.
Almost Justin.
I liked it.
Almost.
That's nice. Good for you. That's great. How about you, Murph? You got anything?
That's awesome. You know, it was really cool. I was at the store a couple days ago, and I saw this really cool.
Yeah.
And not in my tank. No, it's cold. And I saw this really cool skateboard, and the thought occurred to me, like, you can't ride a skateboard. Like, don't even try it. And then I was like, wait a minute, I can do this. And I put it down, and I just like started riding around the store, and then I actually almost died.
And then you got arrested.
I pulled something in my rib, but then I was able to, no, for real, like it hurt, like it took my breath away.
You didn't make rib.
The point is, exactly, I second guessed myself for a second, and then thought, like, no, this is my thing. This is what I do. I skateboard. But the trucks were really loose, and so I lost balance for a second and pulled something, and I felt my age for a minute, but I recovered quickly, and I did good, and it was kind of like I don't know, not a proud moment, but like that's cool. Like it just felt, it felt good. It was really cool.
It's always about those little ones, right? It's always about the little things that happen that actually matter. Like it's so cumulative that all these little things, and then you stop one day and you're like, holy crap, I can do all these things, or I couldn't do all that stuff, right?
I thought you were gonna say it's so cute when you said it's so cumulative.
It's so cute.
Say, so cute.
So cute.
Oh my god, it's so cute.
No, yours is it's so fetch. You like that
fetch.
word.
It's fetch.
It's fetch.
It's fetch. And then people are like, did you just watch Mean Girls? I'm like, no, I'm old. So I stick with that.
Wait, real question about that. Have you guys watched, didn't they come out with the Mean Girls musical? Is that out already?
Oh.
Have either of you seen it yet?
No.
They're coming out with a new
movie. It sort of looks
yeah.
Isn't it a musical though? Or am I making that up?
I don't think it's
They might have had a musical.
No, there is a musical as well, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mary, we'll ask Mary.
Okay, yeah, Mary knows all the important stuff like that.
She's a nerd.
Yeah.
She has really good taste in books. I didn't tell her this yet, but I had posted something on TikTok and it was about book recommendations, and I was like, the lesson is learned. I just read anything Mary recommends to me. And someone on TikTok is like, where's Mary's TikTok? And I'm like, oh, she's not on TikTok. So I know she's more shy, but people want more Mary.
She has like Mary's picks, sort of like at like Reese Witherspoon's picks and stuff. That's Mary. She'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
She does actually have pretty good taste in books. I do find that a lot of people
really good taste.
Yeah, like a lot of our neighbors, and they'll give away books and stuff, and then Mary will be like, this one, and then people will read it and they're like, holy shit, this was really good, man.
Yeah, she sent me lots of pictures. Everything I've read that she's recommended, I've loved. So she's my personal book guide.
There you go. Feel free to take next time you come to Canada. You can take a whole bunch. Because there's a lot, and she's just like, what are we gonna do? I'm like, we're gonna give away. Like, we got a lot of university books because we were both English majors, and we're like, we need to get rid of all those. Like, we don't need the Norton anthology of English lit anymore. Like, we have a whole bunch.
Oh, I was just looking for that one.
Oh man,
get it for you.
I saw that.
Definitely, yeah.
I thought that's what that was over there. Yeah, I was eyeballing that.
Ooh, Justin said follow books by Jem. No, I want books by Mary.
Books by Mary. Who's Jem?
Who's Jem?
Jem's he's like, that's my wife. I'm like, oh yeah, follow Jem too. Jem's great.
No, I will follow. Great. I'm looking for more book recs. Okay, Rob, what's your NSV? Someone asked, so I guess we'll let you answer.
13. Oh my god, I'm still sort of riding a high. Like, so I have had a ton of NSVs. I guess the biggest one, I think I talked about it last week because I was in Denver. yeah, so I won top sales at 3M. So I work with 3M or at 3M in the wound care division. So I was top sales. And as a result, I will be going to Nevis, which is a sister island of St. Kitts, in May, which is awesome. It's amazing. It was yeah, it was so great to be recognized in front of 2,000 people as being the top person there. And, so that was amazing. I'm still on a high from that. Then I realized afterwards that I was walking 10,000 steps a day while at my meeting, and I didn't think about my back at all. So I was like, holy crap, my back is better, and so like I'm doing all these things now, and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna, one of my goals was to be able to pick my kids up from school starting in the new year, and that has no problem. I'm not feeling back pain doing that, which is great. Yeah, so that's awesome. And I am also at the end of my lean bulk phase. So it's going to be done in another week and a half, and then my 16, it's going to actually be 17 weeks, but it's going to be 16 and then 1 week sort of built in for my like water drop. Yeah, so my cutting phase is going to start, which I'm super excited for, because I am tired of eating so much. Like it was a lot of work, and I am full all the time, and I am ready to cut down on the amount of food I'm eating just to be more comfortable. But yeah, I'm also just looking forward. Like, so at this point, I am bigger than I was on my last mass phase. I have more definition than my last, I would say, like near the end of my cutting phase. So I'm excited to see what's going to come up in these 16 weeks, right? And so super excited. Like I said, riding a high right now. So yeah, lots of good.
Very cool. What about you, Shay?
I already said mine. Mine was my movement.
Oh, the movement thing. That's where we started like 30 minutes ago. I totally forgot. I'm sorry.
I know. You guys usually don't listen to what I say. I'm used to it by now.
Correct.
It's the dementia. Correct. It's the sun.
It's
sundowners kicking in.
Yeah.
I worked today. I've been up since 5:30. I'm tired.
It's all good. I hear it. Let's see. We have some comments. Dem thighs and top sales. Rob.
That's how I get the sales, actually.
That makes a lot of sense. And then Justin said he doesn't know if they're good or not, but it's his friend since kindergarten. She had gastric bypass. So I would say yes. I'm going to go check out books by Jim after this. I'm going to write that down because I'm going to forget. Sweet. Do you guys read at all? I don't know this about you. Do you guys read?
After reading for school, like we used to have to read tons and tons. Like every semester, it was like I had to read at Harvard, I had to read 10 to 12 books a semester. Oh, that was Yale. Yeah.
Wherever Rory went.
Wherever I need to lie about where I went. Yeah, when I was done, it was sort of just like, I just want to go and read easy books that I enjoy. So nothing.
So you stick to like the Bernstein Bears and stuff these
Bernstein
days,
Bears, Babysitter's Club, all of those cool things.
Nancy Drew
specifically is my thing. Goosebumps, Fear Street. Yeah. This is actually not, they're not even books. This is a background. So if I move real fast, it sort of gets really blurry and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what Justin said. He's calling you out.
Somebody on TikTok asked if we're muted. Is somebody muted?
I'm not. I see us sliding up.
On TikTok?
Hello.
How do you know if you're muted?
Well,
I can tell that our little box on TikTok lights up when we talk. But
we're all lighting up. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No. All right, interesting. No, I don't read. I tried to read a book last year. I got 32 out of 36 chapters done. I hope to finish it. I just get bored easily.
Yeah,
I get distracted. I walk away. I can start reading books. I get somewhat interested, and then it's like life takes over. Got a million kids, got lots going on. It's just like I wish I had
It's
the
hard
time.
with
That's one
my
of my bingo
ADD
card things is
sometimes.
this year. I want to read 3
Nice.
books this year,
Boom.
and take not to read the book, but to take time for myself.
Nice.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah, I tried, or Erin had said that she goes through phases where she tries so hard to be a reader. She needs to find a good genre she loves, and I can relate to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, reading is something new. I just started reading, like, well, I've been reading for a little while now, but actually reading books where I finished them in October, and it's been really
Yeah.
fun.
I find that, you really got to learn what sort of keeps you on, like, hooked. Like for me,
Yes.
I cannot finish, like,
It's
if
all
I'm
the
falling
romance.
asleep.
That's what
Yeah, like
keeps
all
you
the
hooked.
Danielle Steele with the Fabio in the front, the hair, and then the rain, and they're in front of a
That's what just keeps you
castle,
coming
and
back for
yeah,
more.
the
Yeah.
shirt's open. I'm just like, I need
Mhm.
more of this.
The open
Like,
door books.
yeah. Like Dan Brown books where the chapters are super short. Like
Oh,
I always have to finish at a chapter. Like I can't finish in between. And so I
Mhm.
find that those are really good at getting you through everything. Honestly, I'll go back to Harry Potter so much. Like
Yes.
I've done so many reports on things like Harry Potter's.
You've done
I'll read a
like
lot of,
book reports?
yeah.
Like in
University
school?
too.
Oh,
The
really?
university. Yeah.
That's
They're
cool.
awesome, man. Like, and like even with like Lord of the Rings, a lot of the Tolkien books. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of finding what you sort of enjoy, because like I can't get too serious. I've read a lot of the serious books. I'm just like, I internalize a lot of these books, and like when they're
Mhm.
really really heavy, I'm just like, holy shit, life sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, no, let's
This
be
is a
wizards.
drag.
I want to be a wizard.
Murph, do you do audiobooks? I feel like you would like audiobooks. Do you ever do that?
So that's kind of like how I got through the majority of the chapters of this book that I was reading.
Okay,
I was kind
cool.
of following along, and like listening and reading
Mhm.
along, or
Mhm.
if I was in the car, I could listen to it because I drive a lot. And so that was probably half the chapters I listened to, and then the other half I read, and then a few of them I listened and read at the same time. It just
Yeah.
doesn't. It's just hard for me to find the time to sit down, and
Yeah,
that
I
really
get it.
for me is if I'm gonna read a book, I want it to be like the book, like a good,
Mhm.
really good read. And even with this one, I mean, I'll tell you, it was not Iron Flame, Fourth Wing.
Oh, cool. Mhm.
Great book. It's very well done. I got bored. I was just like,
read Ready Player One, especially for our age group.
I've already seen
Ready
the
Player
movie.
One. No, it's way better than the movie, man. So good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you have that
Aaron is
nostalgia
saying
from like the 80s and 90s,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
it's really good.
Aaron's saying 50 Shades of Grey. I think you guys would both really enjoy that
Well,
one.
see, I already read those.
Oh, you've already done that a while ago.
Yeah, I've watched it on mute, so it's
all
pretty
50
good.
of them. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All 50.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I was just gonna say we can transition out of book talk after this, but Michelle said that she uses the app Libby so she can borrow books. I don't know about Libby, but I use the app called Hoopla, and it's done through the library where you can rent audiobooks for free, rent ebooks, and anyway. All right, sorry. I tell Mary she'll be proud that this conversation somehow morphed into books. This is maybe one she'd actually be interested in.
AJ from TikTok says he reads the Goggins books, which are really cool, really motivating, really good story
What's
for
that?
him. So David Goggins, he's have you heard of him? Like he's a bit of a motivational speaker, really regained his health, does like ultra marathons, all of his like super physical stuff, but he's also like a motivational speaker. And so he does a lot of those books, like if certain, I wouldn't say self-help, but maybe self-help, but really sort of really motivating for people to really make changes in life. So a lot of people really enjoy those. Erin, maybe I should go back to Choose Your Own Adventures. Yes, because those were amazing.
Those were dope.
But I would cheat. I'm not gonna lie. Like I had my finger and I go back. I'm like, oh damn, I died. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna choose the other one. I'm not gonna lie, I did it. Horrible.
Those are the best.
Yeah.
Well, we got 10 minutes left. Do we have any? I can't see Instagram.
I
don't have my other phone. Do we have any non-scale victories that anybody's?
No, because everyone's talking about books now.
Book talk.
Right,
Look what you did. Get off the books, guys. NSV time. What do you guys got? Who has stuff to celebrate this week? I think there's a lot.
What's good?
Yeah, what's good with people? Oh, and Fit Dad for Life joined us on IG. Hello.
Shay, what's your non-scale victory for the week?
I'm just gonna do a different one each time. Well, another one.
Tony D, what's up on TikTok? Do you find that you pay attention to sort of like the bigger NSVs, or do you find that it's the small ones that sort of like resonate more with you?
For me, it's the small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I think it's all of those small things that added up back in my head, right? It's all those little thoughts and the way that or the phrases I used to say to myself that were so like self-punishing and stuff. And or for me, I didn't realize how much that was impacting me until I've worked on that. And I think a lot of times it's easy to think, oh, it's these big monumental changes or things that we do, but really it's all of those little things that add up for me.
I said,
we're getting some
ones, but like the more I think about it, it's the more like a win's a win. Like a W is a W. You know what I mean? Like the big ones, the little ones, like, I've lost over 300 pounds, but like riding on a roller coaster was like with my kids and spending a whole day, at a theme park and walking like that was bigger. You know what I mean? In a way, it was just like, how do you scale it out? It's like,
roller coasters are bigger technically than 300 pounds of weight. So if you want to get really technical,
do you have that sound effect? Whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Look, we're getting some good ones coming in.
Please share.
One thing about what you had mentioned, I think we always go back to the big ones because those are the ones that like really, really stand out, right? Like those are the ones that sort of, they are the big ones that we look for and that represent so much. But like all the little ones, I think, are the constant reminders that we are on the right track, right? Like this is what we want to do. These are all the things that we're looking for. So I love the little ones. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the big ones, but the little ones are sort of those.
But
I
in
think
a way, aren't the big ones made up of all the little ones, right?
Maybe it's
cumulative. Philosophical here. Yeah, it's very
cute. It's cute. It's very cute. All right, we got to get to these guys.
We have some good ones.
We got some good ones now.
We're read Tony's and then
I like Tony's. That really I like that. Tony said, I was intentional today and only used the elevator twice at work. Walked 26 floors for the day. Holla.
Dang.
Nice.
26 floors, bro. That's insane.
That is awesome. Because I'd be like, screw that.
That's a lot.
Screw that. I'm going to be sweating. I'm going to get to the 26th floor. I'm like, sheesh. I got to sit in the bathroom for a while. And
maybe it was cumulative, though.
Cumulative.
It was cumulative. I can't say that.
Cute. Cumulative. Cumulative nimbus. It's my favorite class. It's not really that word. That's not the word. That's awesome. Congrats, Tony. That's great.
That's cool.
Fit Dad for Life. I had a tummy tuck consult on Monday. That is amazing.
Woo-hoo!
You know me, I am big on the skin removal surgery, especially if it's going to make you happy. So that's awesome. Please keep us posted on how that goes.
And send all of the gory details to Murph.
Oh, and the gory pictures, all of them. We'll make a collage, of bare skin.
He's going to be as green as his sign in the back there by then.
When I'm scrolling through Instagram and it gives me the option to like watch something that's been like, when what I'm saying?
Like this is sensitive content or something.
Or sensitive
content.
Yeah. If it's a bariatric thing, and no, I scroll past it. I can't.
Nope. Rob Motivation, are there more calendars? Of course there are more calendars.
Yes. Please get some.
If you guys need help. Jackie needs our help. She's waiting for us. So 100% reach out to us and we'll hook you guys up. Lizette Forrest, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I was able to walk for 1 hour with zero pain this week.
Yay.
That resonates with me so much. That's so awesome. Congratulations. Justin, sledding, running up and down hills, pulling the kids without his shirt on. That is amazing, Justin. Congratulations.
That's going to be, we're going to replace the kids next time. You're going to pull all of us up and down the hills next time.
By the way, he did have his shirt on. I just added with the shirt off part.
None of us blinked on that. We were
everyone's just like, of course he had his shirt off. Come on. Sharky Chicky 13. I finally fit in my car seat belt and joined the gym. Awesome. That is so amazing.
Wow.
That's a really big one. I remember for me, like being able to do that, that was like that was a tearjerker. That was sort of like, holy crap, I've made it type thing. So that is huge. Congrats. Aaron, it's the small day-to-day ones I realize and appreciate the most. And you know what's a good question? Is this sometimes based on how long ago you've had your surgery, right? Because maybe at this point you don't have those very big ones anymore, and it's maybe those small ones that sort of bring you back. So let us know what you guys think about that one. Shan Max, I love Shan Max. This is a great one. Her NSV. Cool. Hospital admin asking how we can start a medical weight loss program is amazing. That is so awesome. Justin has another one. Wore a suit for the first time since losing weight. It was a few months ago, but still, he also had his shirt off under the suit. So that was amazing. If you guys haven't seen Justin, go check out just_getting_started_fit and look at Justin. There's a reason why we keep talking about Justin and fitness and being jacked and no shirt on. And once you click on that name, you will know why. Give him a follow, guys.
Heck yes.
I'll read this one.
Yeah, go for it.
Unless you want to, I was going to say, unless you want to talk about bras, but she said not an NSC, but rather a spa. I don't know what a spa is. SPA, or I'm not sure, but she said, get a professional bra fitting. It was a great confidence builder. All right. Good advice. Yeah. Well, when are you guys going to go?
I got mine. It's a bro. It's not a bra. It's a bro.
Oh, it's a bro fitting. Perfect.
I got a bro fitting.
Fit Dad for Life said not sure if this counts for NSC, but I'm about to have to buy some more pants. Totally counts. And I can pull these off without undoing them. It sounds like you need to put on some Chippendales music and
that's easy access. That's good, man. I like that. That's an NSV right there.
They call me Al said that the sound effects were on point, by the way. So good job, Rob. You did something right.
One of these days.
Whoa.
Sheesh.
Whoa.
Wow. And we got Justin to blush. Look at us go, guys. Good job.
He's from Boston, guys. He's from Boston. It should be PSA, not SPA. It's not a spa.
I was like spa, huh? Okay. Oh, look at all the love. Well, should we tell everybody what our topic for our real, or not that this isn't the real show. This is just kind of our goofing off. Yeah, the imaginary show. But when we start our real show, what's going to be the topic for tonight, boys?
Periods.
Yeah. Hey, all day, my reverse psychology worked, I guess.
She tricked us.
Damn, it worked.
She did it again.
We're going to be talking about what we eat on a daily, because I think that's something that a lot of people ask us in regards to, what do you guys eat? Right. Oh, here it is. Too early.
Here we go. No, too soon.
Look, see, we don't get ratings up. You have to come back in 5 minutes. No. Okay, bye. Okay. Yeah. Good night. Oh, see, 2 times. All right. Oh gosh.
She wants to make sure she works for her paycheck. I respect that.
You know, eh? What? There you go. They said you're so cute. Go. Hey, look, because we're going live in like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes. What?
1 minute.
No. 1 minute. 1 minute. We're talking about what we eat on a day-to-day basis, and I think this is a big thing people ask because, especially with us, we're at various places in regards to our bariatric journey, which is very different from someone who's newer. And so, we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about how the diet changes when we celebrate different events, right? Like, so we've done a Super Bowl live where we're talking about how we do that, and I think that's a big thing because sometimes we're nervous on how to celebrate that, and vacations too, right? Like that's something I'm sort of working on, and all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So jump on. D, what's up? Shan Max only here for the kid cameos.
Me too.
They're okay.
After that, the show just
tanks. Yeah. I know.
Plummets, man. Yeah. Plummets.
Cool. Well, it's 6 o'clock. So friends on TikTok, thank you for joining us. Please come over to YouTube, and that's where we kind of do the rest of our show. So join us on there. And people on Instagram and YouTube, we're going to take a little break, do some sexy time music, and then we'll be back.
Yeah.
Have a good one, guys.
See you in a bit.
Sexy time music, go. What's up, guys? I'm Rob, and I got them thighs.
Hey, this is Murph. Only real men cry.
What's up, guys? It's Shea. I'm the girl, and welcome to the Waiting Table Podcast. What's up?
Oh,
I was like, I thought something was wrong. Murph was like, oh no, did I forget to
I know. I felt like I had to do
that. I'm like, what I miss?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wait, are we live? Oh my god.
Oh
god.
Yee. Welcome everyone to another episode of the Waiting Table Podcast, where we have roundtable discussions about the hottest topics in weight loss with, of course, the coolest people from the bariatric community. I'm Rob, we got Murph, and we got Shea, but of course we got you guys. So grab a chair, wind down from your busy day, and take a seat at the table. Shea, how's it going tonight?
Ooh, throwing me off. Look, I don't think I've ever seen Murph so happy before. Yeah. He's like, yeah, no, I'm doing good. I'm excited to see you guys tonight. I'm excited to chat. I'm really excited for Murph's game. I've been looking forward to this all week. Not to put the pressure, but yeah, things are good.
Oh man.
All week. Damn,
It's been my only hope for the week. I've had a really hard week, but I'm like, Murph's game, that's what's given me hope. So
yes,
I'm really excited.
Well, we might be playing the limbo because I'm going to set the bar really low.
Ooh.
Yeah. No.
That's okay.
It's just
how are you
guys?
That's okay. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
I'm good. I thought we had an awesome happy hour. I loved seeing all the NSVs come in at the last moment there, and so many really good ones. So yeah, I'm feeling awesome tonight.
It's awesome.
Ready for a game.
I was like, can we play Murph's game now?
It's not a game. And you know what I was telling Shea before we went live? Like, choosing the game, I said, yes, sure, I'll get the game going. I have a new appreciation for Shea and her games. Can I just say that? Like, it's not easy coming up with a game that you can do via like FaceTime. Where you can't write things down. I mean, you can write things down. We did last week, but even that was, a little fumbly.
Is that what you're saying? My game sucked to that
worst game of the
oh, cool. 3. That's awesome, man. Thanks.
So, like, to have fun, to have a good conversation, I guess we're just going to play Would You Rather. Because
okay, that's good.
Really,
don't poop on your game. I love a good Would You Rather.
A good Would You Rather. So I've got I think a decent Would You Rather lineup here. And so we're gonna dive in, and I'm not gonna do all
feel
of
free.
them.
Can the people that are watching, they can participate as well in this, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. So we'll give some time, and then you have to argue your case, and there's not going to be a winner or anything. It's just, would you rather? So pick your preference.
I think there should be whoever gives the best answer. Just because we get
that would be, yeah. We'll start out with an easy one.
Sure.
All right. Something that you guys, might have some say in. I don't, because I have to go to work. But would you rather work from home or go to the office?
Work from home.
Easy.
It's an easy one.
100%. It's easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The freedom that you have when you work from home, like, should you be taking all this time off and doing whatever? No, but I have the opportunity to take 10 minutes and go pick up my kids, for example. Never would I have that opportunity otherwise, right? You can save a crap load of money because I don't have to pay for after school and before school program. They just gotta leave and don't bother me. But that and I could work in my underwear all day. So
I feel like you would do that even if you had to go to the office, but it's nice that you're pretending you wouldn't. But
100%.
That's how you get them sales.
That's how you get them sales, man. That should be my next one. Like them sales.
Them sales. I'm gonna defend work in the office.
Sure.
Just because.
Tell us.
Because if I'm at home, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like I just
you like having that separation.
I'm not gonna be able to work. We've got too many kids, we got dogs, we got cats, we got distractions, we got hey, what's up, neighbor? We got I'm not gonna get anything done.
Yep.
And fortunately for my job, I have to go there and do it anyways. So I don't know if I could work from home. I've never worked from home.
Well, it's kind of like this. I mean, like you're doing this type of work, all of the content stuff. Like you do a lot of that from home.
Okay. Yeah. And that's pretty draining.
I agree though.
When you have to come up with games.
yeah. There's so many other things I want to do. Like I want to play Fortnite right now. No, I gotta do the waiting table. No, just 100%. All right, here's a good one.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about some hygiene. Would you rather give up deodorant or give up toothpaste?
I've already given up both, so that's easy.
Deodorant.
That's gross.
You would rather give up deodorant?
Yeah, I smell great. I don't need deodorant. I smell like flowers all the time.
I would say toothpaste because you can still brush your teeth even if you're not using toothpaste. But deodorant, you can't go without that. That would. But
I have cologne. Can I just use that?
And you just spray that in your armpits?
Just douse myself, in the pits.
Oh, you'll smell like a boy's locker room back in high school.
Yeah. Hey, what is that? Root? Yeah. Is that Old Spice? I borrowed my dad's Old Spice. advice. Yeah. I'd take the toothpaste.
Take the toothpaste. Yeah, I mean, you got to protect the teeth, right? You only get one set.
Maybe it's an old guy thing, but I don't know.
Like, hey, girl. See, if I had bad breath when I do this, you can't say, hey, girl. You have bad breath?
No.
Yeah, but you could use like baking soda. Like there's other things that you could replace easier than deodorant. Yeah.
No.
You guys all have stinky pits over stinky breath.
Great. I have Asian smelling pits. I have no body hair. There's no body hair to collect odor and bacteria. Just ode awesome.
I'm not buying that.
All right, we're gonna smell my pits later.
All right,
I'll have Murph do that.
I'm glad
report back.
It's virtual.
I'm all good. All right. Would you let's see, be able to read minds or be able to predict the future?
Read minds.
I would say neither. I don't think I could. I don't think I'd want it. Or is it something like when you would read minds, you could turn it off or on? Or is it like you can just hear everybody's thoughts all the time? Because that I think will influence my decision.
So if the verses is predicting the future, I would think that would take a prediction. So I think like to read somebody's mind, you would have to actively read somebody's mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, be intentional about reading somebody's mind.
Because like in True Blood, did you guys
a prediction?
Okay. Because like in True Blood, did you guys ever watch that show? It was back in your era. It was like 2000.
I know
or
of
something.
it. Yeah.
Well, Snooki Stackhouse, she can read people's minds, but it takes a lot for her to like tune it out. And I'm like, that would be a lot. Like I hear enough thoughts in my head. I don't need anybody else's. So that's why I was clarifying.
I want to read minds. I'd do that. I don't want to know what's going to happen in the future. I'd rather read minds and make some good stuff happen. Right? Oh God.
Oh, okay, good. Are they coming back?
Oh, hey. What's up, buddy?
Hi.
They say hi.
Hi.
Okay, go to bed. Oh, love you. Okay. Bye. Oh, okay. You really? Oh, man.
Is he wearing deodorant, or did he brush?
He's not wearing deodorant. Hey, close the door. Okay, bye.
The movie that comes to mind is the one with Mel Gibson. I can't remember what it's called, but he can.
What women want.
Yeah.
That's a good
one.
Right.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen when you drop a blow dryer in the bathtub. I tried it.
Is that what happened? Is that what happened?
I'm just kidding. All right.
What would you pick? Wait, what would you pick?
Oh, me? Yeah. I think I would rather read minds than predict the future. I don't want to know the future. That's too much power. I think reading people's minds.
Yeah.
You know, that's safer.
I like it.
Depends on whose mind you're reading, though.
I don't want to. I get turned off real quick if it's crazy. I'm just like, whatever.
That's true.
All right, let's do. We'll do two more.
Okay.
Would you rather be the funniest person in the room?
Yes.
Or the most
already done
person in the room? One or the other?
Check and
funny.
check.
Would you rather be funny?
I knew you were gonna say
smart?
that.
Funny. Easy.
Yeah.
Funny. Yeah.
What about you, Murph?
I would rather be more intelligent.
Oh.
Yeah.
You could balance out us crazy clowns.
Yeah.
I would rather. I don't know.
Are they mutually exclusive though? Like from each other? Like, can I be really smart, but does that suggest that I'm going to be like really friggin' crappy in social settings? Because then that would suck too.
Yeah.
So I'd rather be awesome.
I already am crappy in social settings. So
are you?
So you might as well be smarter.
I might as well be smarter than all you jerks.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Oh, he's looking for a Whopper now.
Yeah, I'm looking
for a good one. Bring us home.
There's only a couple more. All right. Would you rather? We already actually kind of talked about that. Watch a movie or read a book. But we talked about that kind of during a happy hour. Sorry for the dead air. Would you rather be a phenomenal singer or be a phenomenal dancer?
Ooh,
that's a hard one.
Phenomenal singer or phenomenal dancer?
I think I would choose a phenomenal singer. I've always wanted to be a really good singer.
Yeah.
Like that's just such a cool talent, right? Like it's like I feel like it would come in handy a lot where you can just like, I don't know, I could just sing right now for all of you guys and you'd be blown away with my amazing voice. That would be so cool.
Yeah. Like, am I decent at the other one? Or like really bad?
One or the other. So
you're either
have that skill. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to be bad at the other one.
You have to be, or it just doesn't exist.
I'll go dancer.
You're gonna go dancer
for sure.
Okay. I'll sing while you dance.
There you go. We'll make a band. We'll do a little troupe here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would like to sing. I really enjoy singing. I like the front man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, me and Murph can be singing, and then Rob will just be in the middle dancing the night away.
The fly boy, will be the hype man.
in your leopard Speedo from last week.
That's it. See, we got a group, guys. We got a group.
Yeah.
Love it.
We always have to end with the leopard Speedo.
Suzanne says she wants to be a dancer to keep in shape. Yes, that's my reason. It's not my reason.
You could still dance. You just wouldn't be good at it. You'd be like
Elaine Bennett dancing from Seinfeld, but you'd be singing like an angel. So
you distract everybody with
anybody can sing. A lot of people say like anybody can sing or anybody
not
can
well
dance.
necessarily.
You just can't do it well. Like you could do it.
Like dancing is just moving your body.
That's it.
I don't know.
Singing's just moving your voice.
It doesn't matter. Oh god,
that was fun, Murph. I liked your game. That was good.
Right. Cool.
You did it.
Good. Yay! That was fun.
All right. Now the real reason we are here tonight is Shay. Go for it.
So I thought it would be fun for us to talk about what we eat in a day, because that's something that I was looking at when I was looking into bariatric surgery. Like, what do people eat after? And not just like directly after post-op, but what does more of the long-term life look like? Because I think there's this misconception that you'll eat the same way you eat post-op, 5 months, you'll eat that same way forever. But I know that's not been the case for me. It has been the case for you guys. So I thought it would be fun to talk about like what a day in each of our life looks like eating wise, what we tend to eat. And then also too, because like food has so many social components to it, I thought it would be fun to talk about how we celebrate different occasions compared to how we used to before surgery. And what made me think about that, my birthday was on Monday, and it looked very different than how my past birthdays looked like for a few different reasons. So I thought that would be kind of fun to talk about. So do you want to—
Your birthday was this past Monday?
Yeah.
What the hell? Happy birthday. Hold on. Do I have a sound effect for that?
I wasn't gonna call you out. No, it's all good.
I flew out to see her.
Hey. To see her. Well, shit. I'm a bad friend.
No, well, you're good. You have had a lot going on.
Before we do that, I want to ask you guys, what was your expectation, or what were some of the challenges that you found with the notion of your diet within the first year? Because I remember my eating in my first year being very different from what I thought, and I was constantly wrestling with the diet culture ideas that I had previously, right? And so it was sort of like I still needed to be super keto. I still couldn't eat any carbs. Or I know for me, it was like, with my clinic, it was like, no, you can eat carbs. I want you to eat carbs. I want you to eat protein. I want you to eat fat. I want you to eat fiber. I want you to eat all these different things. Really, you're looking at your caloric intake overall because your intake's going to be less. And I found it super, super hard to separate the idea, or what was drilled into my head for 37 years versus what was actually sort of expected. and sort of the approach for it, because it was a totally different approach to losing weight overall. So what did you guys find as a challenge in that first year?
I think for me, I went into it where I didn't want to screw this up. Like I can relate a lot to what you're saying with the diet culture thing. And like with my program, it gave, a booklet of specific guidelines. And I just remember being so afraid of like, I could not deviate off of anything, where it was like, I had to be really focused. And if I ate one wrong thing, I would just mess everything up. And so I was very like high strung, I guess. And just to clarify too, as an overarching message with all of this, we're bariatric patients. We're not bariatric professionals. So anything we say, we're just saying it from our experience. Talk with your doctor if you have concerns. But for me, I started realizing that, oh, these are like guidelines and recommendations, but my body kind of needs other things. And so I remember being so afraid. Like the first 6 months, my program said not to eat any carbs unless it was like vegetable, or I don't even know if they said fruit carbs. They were really strict about that.
Wow.
Yeah. And I felt awful. And I had, look, I'm going to bring it full circle to period, since you guys said we would talk about it. Here we are.
Told you.
I had like lots of hormonal fluctuations in the beginning, where I was like bleeding a lot in the beginning. So I was losing blood and I needed carbs to help. Like I was just so tired and just, it was awful. And so I started including like sweet potatoes and oatmeal and some carbs in earlier than what my program recommended. And for me, that was like the right choice. So I think that was the biggest thing in the first year of like, oh, I don't want to screw this up. And then realizing, oh, my body will tell me what I need when I need it. But it's a hard it was hard learning to trust myself when I've been told my whole life that I can't trust myself. So I think that's what was hard for me. One of the things.
That's a really good point. How about you, Murph?
Yeah, didn't really have conversations like that with my surgeon's office. It was more of just, I'd go in for my checkups and they'd say, how much water are you supposed to be drinking? How many calories are you supposed to be eating? And I would give them like all the answers that they wanted to hear, but I wasn't doing exactly what they were telling me to do. But I was doing, I've always done, even before I had the surgery, part of my story is that I lost 120 pounds leading up to my surgery, because I'd already kind of set myself up for that consistency piece and that success.
Right.
And so I just kept doing what I was already doing. The only thing that's really grown is kind of like my portion sizes. And so like I've got to trust myself. But as far as like, balancing carbs and balancing, like there was never really that pressure for me to do that. I just learned really quickly that like white bread carbs, like breading type carbs like that, like certain things just don't work for me. And I would rather eat, half a slice of pizza than the full slice, or, take one slice of pizza and then take the meat and cheese off of it and put it on the, other slice and make my, my proteins and, the protein intake just greater than the bread intake, and, stuff like that. I've just been more protein fiber conscious because I know that's what's working for me. And so, but yeah, it was never like a fruits and veggies kind of talk or anything like that. And I did see a physician before my surgery, but I can't tell you anything she told me. Like, I don't remember. Like, that was all just a fog, honestly.
For sure. It goes by so quickly.
I'm the worst person to ask these questions to, because I don't remember. I don't remember like pre-op anything. And then that first year, it's just kind of a blur. And I know I was consistent. I know I watched my portions. I know I was learning how to throw away food. I know, you know what I mean? Like learning what my body needed and just being consistent with that. And that's what's worked for me. So,
nice.
Still can't tell you what like macros are and stuff like that. Like I don't, not that I don't care, but it's like, I feel like I've never, I don't know. I've been on my own in that sense, that I've done my own thing and I know it works and I know it doesn't work. And I know what to avoid and I know what to eat and I just do it and I enjoy it. And if I don't like it, then I'm going to change something to make sure that I enjoy what I'm eating because I like food still. And that's okay. We all do.
So.
Yeah. Nice. I'm curious, Rob, I don't know this about you. Like Murph, you said that you were practicing, different eating habits and stuff leading up to surgery. I was as well, where like for the 2 years prior, I had done a lot of learning on what to eat, how to eat, things like that. Where were you, Rob, before your surgery? Did you go from like 0 to 100 or what was that like before leading up? I don't think I know that.
So I actually lost 100 pounds on my own prior to surgery as well for about a year. And then I purposely, it was purposely, I put on, and I'm pretty in tune with my body. I knew I was going to gain 30 pounds when leading up to my surgery, because I was like, okay, this is the last hurrah. I'm never going to eat this food again. That sort of mentality. And I knew how much I was going to gain. Most of it would be water because that was over a very short period of time that I did that. But from the very beginning, my whole approach has always been moderation. It was sort of really looking at the big picture and the idea that I want to enjoy this life. And to me, that didn't look like cutting out complete food groups or types of foods. It was a matter of having everything, but just being able to control that and being okay with that. And so, that was very much my approach early on. I was doing similar to what I'm doing now in regards to using sort of like my fitness pal and looking at the macros and everything. And that ended up going away fairly quickly once I had a good idea of what I was doing. But yeah, I was able to lose quite a lot of weight beforehand, just exercise, diet, and really a whole lifestyle. And it really came down to like a mindset change for me personally, right? So that was a big part. And then, the surgery helped me lose the remainder. But more importantly, I think it helped me solidify the specific habits that allows me to maintain. Like at this point, I think about it and I've pretty much been at this weight for, she's just going to be 4 years at this year, I think. Is it? Yeah. And I'm just like, I can't imagine, like every time prior to that you lose weight, it's just like, okay, cool, I lost the weight and I kept it off for 3 months, right? And then it started creeping up, and this has been 4 years and I feel like I'm only getting better and better at this point. So it's been amazing in that sense. So yeah,
that's awesome. I know, it's crazy. Cool. So Rob, you're going on 4 years. Murph, this year will be 3 years for you, right?
Yep.
And then in March, it'll be 2 years for me. 2 years for so you. Crazy. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Remember when you were supposed to be the noob?
The newbie,
right?
The newbie, not anymore.
Now we got to replace her.
I know. I'm out. I think it's the oldest one that gets bumped off first, actually, is what I've been told. No, oldest weight loss surgery. So you're 4 years out.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Fair enough. Right. At what point did you guys find that your tolerance for food, whether it's sort of physically or whether it was mentally, when was that switch? Because I know for me, there was a very specific switch that seemed to change. And then I was no longer like, oh, I'm going to eat like 900 calories a day anymore. Right. Like I was able to eat a lot more. I can't say I was ever craving or anything of that nature, but like I knew I was able to start eating a lot more in regards to that. So when did that sort of occur with you guys?
Mine was kind of early. Like mine was probably like 3 months. My mindset going into surgery, like I think sometimes people can go into surgery and go, oh, like I'm so excited to eat less. And I think that, I don't know, I wanted to be careful of that for myself because I didn't want to get into that diet culture mindset of eating less equals better. And so really I was so excited to be able to lose excess weight and eat enough food to fuel my body so that way I could nutritionally get what I needed to support myself without having excess weight that I didn't need. And so I don't know if it's because of like what I ate leading up to it, but my metabolism and like my craving for food and more food happened, I think, a bit quicker than other people that I've talked with. But I swear, even like right after surgery, like people will say like, oh, I didn't feel hungry for the first while or whatever. I felt hungry after surgery. Like, and people, you know, have said like, oh, are you sure it wasn't head hunger? I'm like, no, like physically my body felt hungry, and that's just how my body was. So I think it was really like, I think at that 3-month marker where I'm like, I'm going to try to start eating more. And I was working with a nutritionist at that time as well. And so I just slowly ramped up. And I think it helped though, having that mindset of like, my goal isn't to eat at the least amount that I can. I want to try to eat the most amount that I can, but I know that's kind of a different mindset than what other people have.
Yeah, I see that some people, like I know that Erin said that for her it switched around 6 months. D said it took him about a year and a half. But again, when it returned, he said it returned with a vengeance, which I do find some people do that, right?
D has his we called it in DC his what do we call it? D, your gremlin, your food gremlin. No, we called him, so he'd like go and find like an isolated spot and just like be eating. We called it, I can't remember, we said something gremlin anyway.
I do like find that that's the case, right? Because we have the ability to eat a lot. Like I think mine was around 7-8 months where I was just like, oh, I'm not going to be eating this very little amount. And I think a lot of it was also because I was very active. We were doing a lot of cycling. Like there's a big joke in the whole, D said is food gremlin. In the cycling community, there's a lot of people who cycle like crazy, but then they got guts because they'll go and they'll cycle 100 kilometers and then they'll go to the coffee shop and then eat a whole bunch of like snacks and desserts and pastries because they're burning so many calories, right? And so for me early on, I was like, holy crap, I can eat a lot of food and my body needs it. But then like, I feel like I wasn't eating enough early on for the amount of activity I had. Like, again, we talk about this. I've talked about this, you know, I look at some of those pictures early on. I was skin and bones, really, right? Like I didn't have a lot of muscle. I was burning through all of it because I wasn't eating enough. I couldn't. But yeah, around the 7-month mark, I found that I was starting to eat a lot more and I was able to eat a lot more. And that was sort of when it was more about, did I change anything in my mind to be able to say, I can eat more, but I'm not going to unless I need to, right? And I think that's sort of where I was sort of like, wow, okay, I can do this. You know, I've made it. I'm able to control this, right?
Yeah. Go ahead, Murph.
I think for me, it was like my 2-year marker, probably. That I started diving into foods I know I shouldn't be eating. Like I felt comfortable at that point. Like I'd developed good enough habits. I trusted myself. I mean, it's just been recently that I'm, not weighing in every single day, and I'm starting to really think about what I'm eating. Does this have, good positive health benefits, or does it not? And if it doesn't, what am I going to do about that? Am I working today? Like today I worked an 8-hour shift. I got 13,000 steps in. I was busy. I was really busy. And I probably didn't eat the right amount of calories that I should have eaten for my day, quite honestly, and I know that, but, and I ate healthy foods. And so it's like, it's not a guessing game, but it's just like, it's a matter of just trusting that you're going to make good choices. And when you don't make the good choices, are you going to trust yourself to do something about the bad choice that you made, and willing to put in the work to get that, those extra couple pounds off or whatever. And so that's, even over the holidays, I gained 10 pounds over the holidays, and it's still there. And I know what I did, and I know what I need to do. But it comes off. I think we all know it comes off a lot slower than it goes on, and so, but I'm comfortable. I'm just taking it one day at a time. But the craving thing, I never thought I'd crave food again. And then I don't remember exactly when it was, but it just like, ooh, I want that. And so then, you know, but I've never really done like the grazing thing. It's just like every 2-3 hours, I know that I need some energy. I need some fuel, and I need something. And I know if it's gonna, you know, if it's a good healthy choice, like today at work, I made a good healthy choice, and it lasted me a lot longer than say that slice of pizza or that, you know, that thing that isn't necessarily a good choice. So it's just it's an ever evolving, ever changing, no matter, you know, 1 year out, 2 years out, 3 years out, you know what I mean? It's you can't compare one to the other. And that's what I love about us. You know, we're all at different places.
For sure.
But we all know exactly what we're talking about too, you know? Because it is similar.
You mentioned grazing, and it was perfect timing because Tony had mentioned that I'm noticing he noticed he's grazing and not being disciplined at times. He's not gaining, but he also doesn't want to become complacent later down the line. And I know that I for sure went through this, and sometimes I'd recognize that. For me, it was a matter of, okay, be prepared again. Like, look at sort of that basics. What am I doing to make sure that I'm eating on time? I have food. If I'm finding that I'm struggling with certain things, okay, well, how do I, for the time being, sort of avoid those types of foods by giving myself other things? What is it about those specific types of foods that I feel like I might be craving a little bit? Can I mimic that with healthy foods? So it is a lot of, and whether you had the surgery or not, I just think that is a lot of mindfulness with what we're doing and being proactive about it, which I feel like we all are. But yeah, I think it's just like all the little things we need to do.
Yeah. And I was talking with a client today about that, where is it really grazing, or are you maximizing the time that you have to eat? And I think I know I had weird food rules of like, oh, I can't eat past a certain time or whatever. But it's like now it's like I need to get I feel better. I feel best when I get a certain amount of calories in a day. And I have from when I wake up to when I go to bed to get that food in.
Yep.
And so that means that I have to eat more frequently throughout the day because I can't eat as big of portions as I used to. I'm kind of ramping up and building up to that a little bit more. So that's something too, where I think sometimes, yes, maybe it is truly grazing or just kind of snacking here or there, or like eating more foods that don't give me as much nutritional value as others. But also too, or I guess it's like asking yourself that question, is it grazing, or am I just using my time to get enough food in for the day, but I need more time to do that than maybe I used to. So
yeah, like I think sometimes grazing is also intentional grazing, right? Like I know for me, I absolutely need to be eating a lot more frequently for the purpose I can't just eat as much, right? But again, that's with what your specific goals are, and it'll vary. So I guess it's a good time to sort of jump to, what do you guys eat in a day? What does that look like for you guys?
This feels very like YouTube vlog girlies, I just have to say. What do I eat in a day? Yeah.
What do you
Hey guys, come with me.
Guys, so I just wanted to show you what I eat today. I eat
what channel. This is what I eat.
Did you say I eat a tortilla?
Do you guys want to start with breakfast?
Yeah.
Start at the beginning of the day and go around the room here. So I am not a breakfast eater. I never have been. I'm not. I don't like to get up and eat. I just never. It's weird. I just never have. But it was never coffee either. You know, like some people are just like, you know, coffee. Pre-op, it was just I would get up and I could be fine for 2-3 hours before I actually ate anything or drank anything. Now, when I wake up, I might say good morning to the kids, I might not, and I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna start my coffee like first thing in the morning. I've got to have protein, and it's got to be a Premier Protein cafe latte. Like I've done the chocolate
placement.
Hey, look at that! We can put that over.
That was one of your deserted island items.
This is. I've not. when I don't have these, when we run out and I'm like, oh, that was the last one. Oh my God. And we can't order any and the stores are closed. Like I lose my mind. I need
that's when you really become Murph's losing it, when you're out of your cafe lattes.
That's when I lose it. Fortunately, it's only happened twice, and I'm able to get like an Alani, shake or
you have backup options.
Has some too. We've got some backup options, but they're not. I mean, this is like, for me, I don't know why. I gotta have this, and what I do is usually add a cup of coffee to it. I microwave it for about a minute and a half, and then I've got this very structured routine, OCD kind of morning, and
it's your ritual.
Yeah, it's become very ritualistic, and I'm okay with it because I'm getting in 30 grams of protein like right off the bat. You know what I mean? And I'm keeping my calories low, and it's delicious, and I still love it, and I'm gonna keep doing it until I hate it. But I've been doing this straight for like 2 years, and for the past year, I've been adding, maybe 9 months, a shot of espresso instead of the coffee. So like one of the
that's when you get Java Murph.
That's when you get Java Murph. And so and this morning was definitely a double shot of espresso kind of morning. So, but I got to have my Premier Protein, and then that's my breakfast. That's how I start my day. Yeah,
like it. Do you want me to go next?
Yeah, go for it.
Should I go next? Yeah. So for me, my breakfast depends on what I'm doing. So I'm still trying to find a rhythm when it comes to working out. And I think what I've found is I really like to work out first thing in the morning. And so I work with Kim with Active Bariatrics, and she's helped me a lot with learning how to fuel my body. I know she's amazing. We've had her on the show. Has it been 2 or 3 times now? A few times.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's awesome. Go watch her episodes, but she's helped me a lot with learning when to eat food in relation to when I'm working out. And so if I'm going to be working out in the morning, I'll wake up and I'll eat a banana to get some quick carbs. And then I'll work out. And then after I work out, I'll do more of like my full breakfast. So usually I'll do either 2 eggs on a slice of sourdough toast with butter on it. If I'm feeling a bit more hungry, I'll add 2 pieces of bacon with that. And that's like more of my savory go-to. If I'm wanting something a bit sweeter, I'll do my cinnamon roll oatmeal, where it's oatmeal, vanilla Greek yogurt, cinnamon, a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar-free syrup in there, and then hot water. So those are like my staples that I go back and forth to. And I've found for myself that I do a lot. I feel a lot better when I eat something first before having any coffee. So I don't know if we'll get into snacks next, but yeah, but I need to have food first, just that my body functions better that way. If I do coffee first thing in the morning, it just doesn't sit well with me in that way. So that's my breakfast usually.
Nice. Before I forget, I just want to refer to a question that was asked by farmd_b_vsg. How long did you wait to reintroduce caffeine? I'm dying to try Profi, but I'm 3 weeks post-op, and the doc didn't give any guidance. I know that some people said about 6 weeks. That was what their program allowed. My program was around the same thing, about 6 weeks.
It's a suggestion, I think. Yeah. I mean, I had coffee. I think I had decaf, because they allowed decaf, and I slowly introduced the caffeine. And it was,
I think the biggest thing is, like, for me, what was hard is getting enough water in. And since coffee is a diuretic and it gets you dehydrated quicker, that's just something that I had to watch out for, where it's like, it took a little while for that to help. Yeah. That's what Aaron said too.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So when I talk about my breakfast, please keep into consideration that it's because what I'm doing specifically. I do not recommend that anyone on a bariatric diet eats the breakfast or the diet plan I'm eating currently.
Well, and we're not recommending that to anybody.
Right.
We're just sharing like our experience and your 4 years post-op. Like you've
Right.
had a lot of time to work up to this too.
Sure.
So hopefully people know, don't compare, like this is just
Yeah.
our experience.
Like, don't be like, oh, Rob did this, I'm doing it. So very
Unless it's to
specifically,
get them thighs.
unless you want the thighs, right? So I'm currently working, doing a bulk phase or a lean bulk phase. So my total calories is about 3,000 calories a day. My breakfast is 569 calories. I have a Premier Protein with a cup of coffee and sugar-free hazelnut International Delight. That's my flavoring.
Ooh, that's so bougie. Look at
I'm
you.
so fancy. Whoa.
So fetch.
It's so fetch, guys. I have a boiled egg. I have an half an everything bagel with 2 slices of light medium cheddar cheese. So that leads up to about
And that's
569.
fat-free cheese, right? Isn't that what you do?
Yeah, it's
Fat-free
like,
cheese?
yeah. So it's like horrible texture, but the fat is low and the protein is high, so it keeps adding on to that. So it works out for what I'm looking to do. But yeah, and sometimes I switch that up based on when I'm working out. Like I will always eat before a workout, and if I'm going to work out in the next 45 minutes, an hour, I won't do the egg, and I'll just stick with just the protein shake. I'm okay with the carbs, the fats. Ideally, you want to lower a bit if you are going to be working out, just because slower digesting. But also, when you have your fat with your first meal of the day, that's great for hormones and boosting your hormones. So that's the balance. So I sort of work out in regards to breakfasts. It tends to be a very big meal for me.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Should we move on to snacks? Like, so for me, I eat pretty, like I do breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack, typically, like on it,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Do you guys do it similar, or do you do it
I
differently
used
than that?
to. I used to right around that year and a half ish mark. Well, I was doing the same thing. It was but it wasn't a meal for me. It was like it was my Premier Protein and then a small something, like a Built Bar or
Murph 10.
promo code Murph 10, like a Built Bar. But now that's not enough. That's not gonna cut me. So I'll have what I call second breakfast. Because I'm like
a hobbit.
I'm like a hobbit, right? And so I have my second breakfast, and this is when I get in the kitchen and I make an omelet, and it's usually just a 1 egg thing. Try to add some veggies, and maybe even some sausage or bacon or Canadian bacon, or some sort of more protein, and then just try.
You got to represent Rob somewhere with that Canadian bacon,
Canadian bacon, made here in America. I don't know. But so I try to double up on my protein. Essentially, I'm trying to fill up on that protein all first thing at the start of my day. I don't like to. One of the reasons I don't like to eat breakfast is because I don't like to feel sluggish the rest of my day. I want to stay light on my feet, and typically I've got to go to work. I've got a lot of things to do. I don't want to be I don't want to feel weighed down, and so I eat light. And as we share, you'll see I start off just 1 egg, some protein, maybe some cheese in it, and like a 1 egg omelet. Lately, I've been putting it on, making a sandwich out of it, cutting it in half, taking my time eating it, with like an English muffin, or like the thin bagel. What I'm talking about. I think they're called bagel thins or something like that. But cut it in half and work on it, and and I'll eat. Any of my meals will last 30 to 45 minutes. Sometimes if I'm at work, it's going to be an hour, maybe an hour and a half sometimes. One day I got a piece of pizza and it took me literally 3 hours to eat this whole slice. Because I just didn't have time. But I was just, coming back to it and just taking my time with it. So yeah, just 1 egg. I can't do 2 eggs. I've tried. Too much.
It's tough. It is hard.
I'm still at 1 egg, 2.5 years post-op, just 1 egg with some meat, cheese, and some veggies, if we have veggies.
Cool.
Yeah.
So my next snack,
my
me
snack.
and you,
That's
Murph,
my snack.
yeah, it's like we kind of do ours reverse. Like where I'll usually have like my heavier breakfast first, and then my snack will be more of like kind of what you do first thing. So I'll do my Proffee as my snack, where I'll do 2 shots of espresso, 2 pumps of sugar-free vanilla syrup. I usually do the chocolate Premier Protein. And then I'll top it off with a bit of Fairlife fat-free milk. So I'm getting like a huge burst of protein. I think that it's like 46 grams of protein in that, but I'm still getting some carbs from the milk. So that'll usually be my next snack that I'll have.
Nice.
About
you, Rob? What's your next snack? Or next thing?
I do water. I do water in between too. Sorry, I couldn't unmute. I just kept hitting.
Yeah.
But I'll have 20 ounces of water between my coffee and my snack. I'll try to get some water too, because I want to make sure I'm not thirsty. I want to make sure I'm actually hungry, and so I try to double check that and get some water in. Especially after drinking a coffee, like we said, it does tend to dehydrate you. So I want to make sure I'm not just hungry, and then after I drink that, or maybe 20 ounces, then I'll move on to my snack.
Nice. So usually my snacks are the same. And it's just sort of which one do I want for that specific meal. So generally there'll be a pure protein bar with 10 almonds, or they will be 4 Vinta crackers with 2 slices of fat-free cheddar cheese, 2 boiled eggs, and half a Premier. Again, just boosting up your protein, but again, I need the carbs. And for anyone who is ever going to go on sort of this journey of, I want to put on a whole bunch of muscle mass, I'm doing like a weight gaining type of program, it's very hard to get 3,000 calories without having a lot of fat. And I know that a lot of times, if you work with specific trainers, they're going to be like, oh, well, we need X amount of protein. We're going to need a lot of carbs, which you are correct. But if we're looking at overall volume, fat has more calories per gram. It's easier to get a lot. So when people look at the fact that I eat a lot of eggs, or I'll eat a lot of low fat or fat-free cheese, they'll still have some fat. It's because that's the only way I can get up to 3,000 calories. Like if I did it like while eating 60 grams of fat, oh my God, like I'm already eating every hour and a half, right? As it is. So it'll be that, or I'll have 3/4 of a cup of Greek yogurt, and then I'll put 10 almonds in there. Again, almonds have a lot of fat in it. And so usually it's one of those. Sometimes I'll throw in some grilled chicken to have with it, or even some cold cuts. So some some chicken, sliced chicken. Generally, those are my meals. One other thing I would do sometimes, I'll do like a mixed protein shake. So I do, it's called Syntha 6. It's essentially a mixture of fast and slow release proteins, but it has some slow release carbs as well, some egg protein, milk protein. So it's more of a time release. So it's great as a meal replacement almost, as opposed to a lot of the protein powders that we drink or protein drinks we have, which tend to be faster released. So I find that keeps me sort of full. Even if it was like I'm not eating for 2 hours, it'll still keep me full. It'll definitely keep me for like the next hour and a half. But yeah, so usually for me, it's choosing one of those 4 things and fitting it in, depending on what's available, depending on what I'm doing, what time my workout is, etc. So
cool. I like it.
Very nice.
All right. Are we on to lunch now?
We are.
Yeah. Or yeah. I guess it's second snack for me, or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Between that, again, like I don't want to feel sluggish, and so I will go. If I'm at work, I will then eat my sandwich that I packed, or my wrap, or my something, again, protein with some meat, some cheese, a low calorie wrap, something on the go. Typically, like today, I had leftovers. We made Elise made Marry Me chicken with protein noodles. I don't know if you guys have had Marry Me chicken, but wow, look it
Sounds
up. Marry Me chicken.
romantic.
It's beautiful. It's very lovely. And I had a box of wine that I took to work with me. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. So it's I don't know. I just still try to. It's not consistent. Like lunch is probably the most. Like my consistency kind of stops after like my omelet. It's my breakfast, my coffee, and then my omelet, and then the next thing that might be consistent is like a yogurt. And I'm gonna have like an Oikos 15 grams of protein with some granola in it, and that's usually the granola that we have. I think is 2/3 cup is like 13 grams of protein or something like that. So it's like a lot of protein, and then I'm back to the water, and then I might have lunch after that sometimes with the sandwich or the wrap. It just depends on the day, but my meals are pretty small. I'm learning how to say no to the fries still, or the chips on the side, or that side dish thing, or trying to have a better side, or something like that. I don't know where that mentality comes from that we need. I mean, we want to have like a well-rounded meal, right? But it's
right.
Like I feel like we every meal we want to have the main dish, and then the side dish, and then and it's like sometimes I can't fit all that in,
Nope.
like soups. I love soup, especially when it's cold outside. Half a cup of soup with half a sandwich, pair the half and half kind of thing, like I don't know, like a combo meal, that you'd get from like Panera, like a half and half or something. Just trying to keep it light, and then we'll talk about dinner, but that's where things sometimes get bad, but sometimes good.
Food's not good or bad.
That takes no. My decisions that I make, around dinner, because I like to feel full before I go to bed. It's a thing I'm working on. But that usually gets me. That'll get me to about 3:30, 4 o'clock. That much so far. Lots of protein, low calorie. And I've still got lots of energy, and I take my vitamins too.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to.
Yeah, go for it. You've been our plug the whole night. Don't stop now.
So these are my I think it's backwards on the.
No, it looks great.
Is it for okay? So that's the Pro Care. This is the one that we just shot a video for recently. There's a little heart inside of here. I found that out today. I didn't.
Yeah, it's a sensor. That's what makes it smell like
I didn't
orange.
know that's what it was. It came out when I was trying to get my vitamin. I was like,
did you almost swallow it?
Yeah, I almost popped it in my mouth.
It's like, oh, this is a fruity flavored one.
That would have felt weird going down. But yeah, no, I'm trying to get into a more consistent routine with my vitamins. That's part of my that's very important too. And that we could probably talk about vitamins. I think we did talk about vitamins for an entire episode because wow, they're so important.
I just had a friend try those vitamins, the easy to swallow. She's had so many issues after bariatric surgery of like vitamins not sitting well. And she's like, this one actually sits well. It's the first one she's found. So if you guys need vitamins, use our code TWT10, get 10% off with Pro Care.
They are actually really good. I really do enjoy them in terms of their, like, sometimes people get stomach aches, especially if you're using calcium based, right? Like calcium is one of those things that some people, it doesn't sit well. And I find that the calcium haven't had any issues at all. My wife hasn't had any issues. My wife has used the calcium as well. She hasn't had bariatric surgery, so definitely it's fine for other people too. They're just obviously suited a bit better for the challenges that we have in regards to absorption. But super important to make sure you take your vitamins.
Yeah. And we didn't plan any of these plugs, by the way. Just
they're just part of Murph's deserted island items.
I need these things. My dark chocolates and my Premier Proteins. Yeah, I gotta have them. But no, it's routine. It's consistency, and that in hindsight, that's what was lacking from my meal, my life, my portions, my everything was that consistency piece. And once you grab a hold of that consistency, you'll fall in love with it. and you can't,
Yeah, it's
like, you really can't be without it. Like
it's
it
very
becomes your
peaceful.
comfort piece. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And so
Yeah.
I felt like that was important to share. So
Yeah. So lunches for me typically are leftovers as well, like stuff we've had for dinner the night before, or sometimes I'll do like a cheese bagel with like chicken salad, homemade chicken salad that I'll put on there. What else do I do? I'll do sometimes like a Caesar salad and add like a protein to that and maybe do another piece of sourdough toast to get enough carbs in. Sometimes if I'm like on the go, I do eat fast food sometimes, like such a crazy concept. I remember thinking like, oh, I'll never be able to do that after having surgery. And it's not like my first choice. Like I feel like I can get more nutritionally beneficial stuff when I make it myself, but sometimes that's not always a feasible option. So I actually really like Carl's Jr. if I have to pick a fast food place.
yeah.
I like their burgers and their chicken sandwiches. And typically, like, depending on what I'm getting, I'll usually eat like half of a burger. If it's like a double burger, I'll eat like half of it and then just save the other half for later. So that's typically what I'll do for lunch.
Yeah. My lunch and my dinner, same thing. Like my lunch is oftentimes leftovers of what we had for dinner. We do a lot of HelloFresh, so every meal is generally a carb, a protein, and
You
a
got to get
vegetable.
a coupon code for that now.
Oh my God, I should. Sheesh. We'd save so much money because we spend so much, but we also save a lot of money with it too. And we don't waste a lot of food either anymore. I think before we used to. But yeah, like, so we do a lot of HelloFresh. So it's always very balanced. Mary actually has gotten way healthier because of how balanced our diet is now compared to previous. So yeah, always a protein, always a carb, always vegetables. And that oftentimes will be saved for lunch. To be 100% honest, if we don't have that and I have lunch, it's going to be similar to what it was before. It's going to be some chicken. It's going to be some egg. It's going to be half of an everything bagel with cheese and possibly the other half of that protein shake if I need more protein to hit that number, right? I'm very much a plug and play type person. So it's like I don't always have packaged or pre-planned food or meals because I'm at home, right? So I'm oftentimes utilizing some of the different things that I have access to, which I know are sort of my made up meals. If I am going to eat out, I like Subway. The numbers work very well, especially if I'm doing like a post-workout thing. Am I going to be super full? Yeah, like really, really full. But again, like oftentimes if I do that, it's because it's going to be after my workout where I know exactly how much I'm looking to get and how much I am getting. Like, so the meal that I get at Subway is 515 calories, right? And so that often is also going to have like double meat because I need to have that extra number. So
What do
yeah,
you get? What kind of sandwich do you get? Like, walk us through it. What's on it?
It is a rotisserie chicken double meat or on white, especially if it's post-workout. If it's not post-workout, it'll be brown. And it'll have lettuce, tomato, onions, green peppers, the tiniest bit of sub sauce. I'm like, nope, one line. Yep. Okay, that's cool. And then that's it. And like I have my carbs, I have my protein, I have a little bit of fat, and usually that is good for me. Oftentimes I'll also have a protein shake right after my workout, right? And so like this might be maybe 20-30 minutes afterwards. So it is a lot within that period of time, but it sort of fits in with what I'm looking to do. We do have a question. How long did everyone take to eat bread and pasta? Bread, actually both took quite a while. And even now, like if I eat bread, I need it sort of like really, really toasted. Like my stuff is borderline burnt for my bread. So like if I go to Subway, it's like double toasted. I like need the crispiest crap.
Double meat, double toasted.
Double meat, double toasted. They're like, how about cheese? I'm like, no cheese. I had a lot of cheese earlier. But yeah, like for me with bread, I find that if it's not really toasted, it is hard for me. And so like early on, I did a lot of Melba toast early on. I didn't do a ton of bread until a bit later on. Pasta took a while for me, I think. I think pasta was a long time before I can introduce pasta. I think it might have been around 6-7 months, actually, for me personally.
Yeah. I think for me, I remember eating rice a little, like, I think they said my program suggested waiting till 6 months to eat rice. And I remember I tried it like 4 months post-op, and I
Yeah.
just went really slow. And I was like, yeah, that sits well. So I think it was around that time too. I can't remember. Maybe it was more like 6 months. I did more bread and pasta. And for me now, I'm completely fine with bread and pasta. Like,
Yeah.
again, making sure I'm like balancing it, or it feels better to me if I'm balancing it with protein and fat, and not just like eating only pasta or only bread at one time. But for me, I have no issues with it now.
Yeah.
Rice, pasta, bread, I try to stay away from because I can't. Like, it just fills me up way too quick. No matter how slow I eat it, it's like I feel like I'm almost in that what's it called, dumping. I feel
Oh,
like
wow.
I'm almost always dumping when I eat
Wow.
rice, bread, or pastas. I don't.
Do you do
So
okay
I
like
try to
with
stay away from it.
potatoes and stuff, like other kind of more starchy carbs, or
Yeah,
are potatoes
not too
kind of hit or
bad.
miss? Okay.
No, yeah, not too bad with potatoes. Just I know when I'm gonna eat bread, or when I'm gonna eat rice, or pastas. That's probably gonna be the least. The amount of that is going to be least out of the other stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's going to be a small layer of rice or pasta or one piece of bread. We do get like the Carb Smart bread, or the Weight Watchers bread, or the really low calorie, or wheat. I like wheat, like honey wheat. Bread was never my thing. It was always chocolate and ice cream and pizza.
And now you have ProCare.
Yeah,
ProCare chocolates, so good too.
ProCare chocolates. No, they really are. But I like bread, but I just, that's definitely one thing in moderation that I cannot like be flexible on that. Like, I got to be careful. We had a pasta, like I said, that Marry Me pasta, and we have a side of garlic bread, and it was just like one piece, and I went and I got like another half of a piece, and I regretted it instantly.
Yeah.
I was like, I should not have done that. I felt like garbage. And because there was pasta too. I mean, it was protein pasta, but still, it was like, it still swells.
Just a bit too heavy. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it was an amazing meal, but wow. Bread, rice, and pasta. It probably took me a year before I could actually eat it comfortably, and I'd have to eat it really, really slow. Like lettuce and stuff, I didn't have a problem with. I know a lot of people talk about lettuce, and that never really. I mean, 6 months post-op, maybe I was eating it comfortably, not a whole lot. Didn't bother me. But bread and rice and pastas still aren't sitting with me. Yeah.
What about you, Rob? Do you eat, or you have like your bake? Oh yeah, you already said it. You had your bake. You have
rice is like a staple for me. Yeah, rice is like a staple for me. Pasta we'll eat, not like realistically, I can almost eat anything I can eat before. The biggest limitations for me are speed that I eat it. If I eat fast, then it's going to bother me. And every once in a while, something will bother me. Like today we ate, it was like a honey garlic chicken, and that one bothered me. And it was sort of like fetal position for like 10 minutes type thing. Early on, like thick cuts of pork, like pork chops, would bother me a little. But other than that, things didn't really bother me too much. That, and again, like doughy bread, which I always knew would happen. So I always tried to avoid that. Now I can eat anything or almost anything. And now it's just sort of a willpower thing, right? Like, are you going to be able to control it, and making sure you take the steps to do that. So
what does dinner look like for you guys? How do you end your day? How do you end your day?
Yeah. So typically I'll do a snack before dinner, and I'll usually do like a Greek yogurt and some type of carb and fat in there as well. And then for dinner, typically we'll do some type of meat. So it's like, we'll do all different types of stuff: chicken, pork, roast, like a roast beef kind of thing. And then we'll do usually like a carb with it: potatoes, sometimes pasta, rice. I love casseroles because I like that you can do everything in one go. I love doing lasagna, and tater tot casserole is a staple in our house. Taco nights where I'll like cook up meat, I'll brown just like ground beef and then add black beans and pinto beans in it for a bit more like protein and carbs. And then we'll do kind of like create your own, where sometimes one of us will do nachos, the other one will do like a burrito, or maybe we'll just have some like just the meat itself, things like that. Another good sub that I love to do, especially if we're talking about taco night, I love using plain Greek yogurt instead of sour cream. So sometimes I'll do that on top just to get a little bit more protein. So yeah, and it's helpful for me to plan dinners. I usually always try to plan it. So on our fridge, I have a little weekly calendar thing where I write out what we're going to eat that week. And, I change it and adjust it as we go, but that's really helpful for us. And then we'll usually just eat like the leftovers of that stuff for lunch that week. And then I'll usually always have a bedtime snack where I'll do like sugar-free pudding or just something to kind of end the night after dinner.
Yeah, like my dinner is similar to my lunch because lunch is usually leftovers of that. I will always have a snack before bed, and realistically, it ends up being the deficit of what my goal is in terms of my calories and protein and carbs and sort of where I am now. So oftentimes it'll always come back to cheese and crackers. It's like a little charcuterie board. It's like cheese, crackers, egg, and like some sort of meat. And depending on what else I need, sometimes that might switch out to like Greek yogurt if I need a bit more sugar.
Like a grown-up Lunchable.
100%. And then depending on if I need to, I might do another half of a protein shake or something. But yeah, like again, what I'm doing is very specific to hitting specific numbers. But even when I'm not doing that, like I always will have a late night thing, because even when I'm doing my cutting phase, cutting phase is still going to be 2,500 calories. And I still found that one hard. I actually didn't know how I was going to do this 3,000 calorie one. So I am super excited about cutting back my calories 500 and being able to not eat that much, but always have to eat something before bed for sure.
What about you, Murph? You have Marry Me chicken every night, or?
Marry Me chicken every single night. No, I mean, so, we try to make healthy choices throughout the day, even with the kids, and it's hard to do. So I think we let loose a little bit at dinner sometimes. Lately, we've been doing really well. We've at least found this TikToker that makes these really good. That's where she got the Marry Me chicken. And she made another dish this week. What was that other one?
I made a couple. I made the chicken and rice Doritos bowl.
It was a chicken and rice bowl. What was it?
I made the Dorito bowl.
The Dorito bowl. Yeah, the Dorito bowls last night. That was really good. That's what I had for dinner tonight. And the chicken Dorito casserole. What? Yeah. Oh, the yum chicken. The yum noodles. That was really good. But we're trying to make it fun. For the kids. But it's it's hard to get kids to eat healthy. We're trying to stay healthy. So sometimes, we let it loose, and we will probably have pizza once, if not twice a week sometimes. And that's where that mindset of, all things in moderation, cut your portions in half, take your time eating it, put the fork down between bites. That's when that training kind of comes in. That's what we're, conditioning ourselves to, for those moments. And this is, I think, when we celebrate, at the end of the day, at the end of our day, if our family, with nursing school now being over, but during nursing school, we're celebrating. But this is the only time that we get around the table together, and we're trying to talk about our day and just unpack and wind down from your busy day and take a seat at the Murphy table. But I mean, this is kind of like when we celebrate, especially on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We do a lot of driving on Sundays. Friday, Saturday, it's the weekend. Kids are home from school. We're trying to have fun. We're trying to be cool parents. So we get the pizzas, we get the McDonald's, we get the. But even at McDonald's, I've got like my go-to, and talk about.
What is your go-to at McDonald's? Like what's your go-to?
I try to do chicken.
It's mine too.
Once in a while, I'll have the cheeseburger because, damn, nothing beats a McDonald's. Why do they genetically make it so that it's like it's so good, and then the fries. But it's looking back, and I even said to my wife, I can't believe I'm full after eating this one cheeseburger. Yeah. And I could pound, 4 or 5 of these things and a large fry and a milkshake and apple pies and, large Coke. And, I mean, it's yes, I'm eating garbage, but I'm not eating as much as I used to. And there's something to be said for that.
100% there is.
Totally.
It's still working. My tool is still working. I'm using it properly. I'm not indulging. I'm not binging. Do I walk out of there feeling like $1 million? Hell, who does? Who walks out of McDonald's is like, hey, that
maybe
was
like $5. You walk out feeling like $5, maybe.
Yeah. A lot less than what you spent for it or spent on it.
Yeah.
And Taco Bell, it's a bean burrito with extra cheese, extra onion. That's my go-to there. If I go to Burger King, it's going to be the chicken wrap. If we're getting pizza, I'm looking for the 3 meat, the meat lovers or the veggie supreme or something that's somewhat healthy. I'm not just eating the cheese pizza, trying to get some protein in there, some meat. So trying to make healthy choices, no matter what the food is. You guys know my cupcake math. You can't follow it. Good luck. But it makes sense in my head. I'm eating better than I've ever ate in my life.
Right.
Than I've ever eaten in my life. I'm making better choices. I'm throwing food away. All things in moderation. Trying to, take my time with my bites. Take smaller bites. Put down the fork. Trust the process. All those things that were annoying that first year and a half, 2 years. Or pre-op even. So dinners are just, it's hit or miss.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
For sure. I think like I if you're amazingly prepared and all that, then sure, it's awesome if you can never go to a fast food place. But I do find that with us, we travel so much, we go out a lot, we are out all the time with our kids and our family. We will go to places where we need fast food or something, and depending on what's available and what we do, I do think it's good to have some backups that you can go to, right? Like just because you're going to McDonald's doesn't mean I need to go back to what I used to order, right? And so having different options, I think at
don't
various
starve yourself either.
No, for sure, right?
I would rather eat than not eat in those situations. And
for sure.
I think everybody else would rather that too, because I get hangry.
Right.
There's a bit of a conversation going on. So McDonald's, Justin says McDonald's cheeseburger don't taste the same to me after surgery. Boston, they have different tasting cheeseburgers. I find
think so.
Sharky Chicky 13. Yeah. When did your taste come back after surgery? I'm 3 months out. Nothing has taste or flavor. Justin replied saying that his taste never went away. Just some things taste different than before. I don't know if my taste buds or my preference for flavor ever fully went away. But yeah, certain things definitely changed. I know that there are a lot of people who there are a lot of things that have changed. Like, they used to absolutely love certain things, even if they weren't unhealthy. If they were healthy, and then afterwards it was just like, nope, don't want to deal with this at all. I know a lot of people are the same way for a lot of sweeteners. That really bothers them. I really haven't had too many changes at all in regards to my taste buds, so I unfortunately can't give any experience on that one. How about you guys?
I didn't have any issues with like not tasting anything, but like right after surgery, anything like artificially sweet, like so gross. So like I couldn't do Premier Protein. It's only been in the last few months actually that I've like incorporated that back into my coffee, because like, just the thought of it would make me feel sick because I had so much of it before and after surgery. But yeah, that's the only thing that's really, but that kind of went away probably within the first 6 months of like thing, like the sweetened stuff kind of seeming weird.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like cheese was weird for a minute. Like I didn't want it. I didn't crave it. I didn't like it. Like cheese was weird. Very briefly, and then I got over that. I got over that quick. There were a few things that did taste weird, and I remember thinking, that's bizarre. I wonder if I'll ever eat that again. But as my journey continued, I feel like I've eaten those foods, and I can't even remember what they are, quite honestly. It just like my palate came back around, and it was like, oh yeah. And then like the same with cravings. Like it took me a while to even feel cravings again. And even now, sometimes I just, if I'm feeling a craving, sometimes it's like, maybe I just want water, and I just kind of shut up the craving, with some water. And I'm like, oh yeah, I wasn't really craving. I was, I wasn't hungry. I was just thirsty. And, but I don't know. It's just such a wild journey, just to be a bariatric patient and to experience these things. And I don't know where I was going with that, but just everything
liked
changes.
it.
Like just
I
the way
liked
you're
it.
just
Made
just
sense
the way
to me.
like the way food is just. I feel like I appreciate it more, and I respect it more. And it's like with anything, like if you're trying to, like tame something, and you just you build up this respect for it, when you're learning a new skill, and you're doing it right, and it's just like, oh, this is nice, this is good, and you can just sit in that and just be like, oh, this is what it feels like to be able to trust yourself.
Right.
This is what it feels like to be able to make good choices,
good feeling.
And not eat from an emotional place, or to not have to fill that void with that, but it's just really cool. And we all have, like I said earlier, it's all similar, even though we're all in different parts of our journey, it's all similar, but it's different. So it's really cool.
I think there's a good place to jump to, sort of, especially talking about like our connections with emotional eating and all these different things, and sort of where we are. Before we go, because I know we're 20 minutes, we're pretty far out. There's a lot to talk about here. Different things like events or vacations, or
if you guys want to, because that could almost be like a whole topic in and of itself. Like we could always put a pin in that and do like a whole show on that. Because I wasn't sure if we would have enough to talk about with that one topic, but obviously we did. So would it be better to maybe save that for just another episode?
Sure. And we could also bring in and talk about it with some of our guests too. So I think that's a good idea.
Cool.
So what do we got going on next week, Shay?
Next week,
So next week, I'm so excited. We're going to have Netta on, and Netta is like our dancing friend. Yep. She is amazing. She has such a cool story, and she's so excited to be on. I was messaging with her a little bit. She's a little nervous, she said, but I'm like, girl, we're going to have a blast.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah. So her energy, like, get ready to just have like a really fun time. We made Netta a verb because she's just like incredible. Like everybody wants to do the Netta. So super cool story. I'm really excited to have her on.
Yeah, I love Netta.
And I think we're going to have a game. I want to do some type of dancing game. I haven't thought of it yet, but we're going to do something. Because it's Netta. We have to do something dancing related.
In case people don't know, Netta was my dancing partner partner at the JBYs.
Yeah.
So I love Netta. Can't wait to see her. She's going to be amazing next week. It's going to be a fun show.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I really enjoyed today's episode. I enjoyed talking about this. And I think, we've been asked a lot about it from a lot of people. And I think it's really clear that this is an ongoing journey, right?
Yeah.
It's constantly changing, and we need to be able to adapt based on what we're doing. And I think regardless of that, it's always a matter of keeping those specific habits, right? You talked about trust the process, and really that doesn't necessarily change because these are the habits that will help us stay healthy and not get to regain later on. So I think awesome show, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. And thank you guys for joining us on another episode of the Waiting Table Podcast, where we're serving the weight loss community
one pound at a time. See ya.
Are you muted, Shay, or did you just pretend to say something and then
you're muted? You're muted too, Rob. Right at the end there.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Cool.
You guys can't hear me?
Yeah. Something happened.
Well,
Did it really?
Yeah.
No.
weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, all you need to see is me
playing out.
dancing anyway.
Yeah.
Can you hear Shay? Can
No.
you hear her? I can't hear her at all.
You
you
wish. You wish.
What's she saying?
Hello.
All right, Instagram. Have a good night. Justin, see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
See you
Thank
guys.
you.